do not have an appointment. What possible reason could you have to enter the presence of Mystic Carrion? A naive interpretation of the forces at work beyond your perception. No wonder you sought a hand like mine to lead you through the darkness. I am a spirit medium. One who wanders the hazy boundaries of mortality, bearing the intentions of the living and the knowledge of the dead. You do not possess the aptitude to attempt such a journey. Nor are you the caliber of client I would usually offer to escort. Is that so? Yes, I see. A brief and superficial incantation cast by only the crudest of magicians. No customer of mine would ever settle for such parlor tricks, nor would they pay for them. If that is the sum of your curiosity, then I'm afraid we have nothing more to discuss. In this life, at least. Unless, of course, you are looking for a job. Yes. My spirits stir. They think you might be capable. Very well. You may help me with a small matter. I have an assistant, Thrumbo. A conduit I used to maintain my connections with the ethereal plane. Unfortunately, he has deserted his duties. He has not gone far, but given the sensitivity of his nature, I would prefer that he is not free to roam the city. Return Thrumbo's body to me, and I will see that you are suitably compensated. I am more than able to offer you suitable recompense for such a task. An item, perhaps. One that resonates with your spiritual energies. The spirits will help me decide once the task is performed. First, you must bring me back Thrumbo's body. It's quite simple. He resented having to work for a living. The undead can be rather lazy in that regard. He was always a simple, contented creature, a beggar to the bone. Perhaps he has forgotten how ungenerous the world can be, or simply prefers to live in the gutter. If he does not value the gift I gave in reanimating that wretched flesh of his, then I will take it back. It is my property, not his. Had I thought you were the type to shout his name from the rooftops, I would never have offered you the job. Thrumbo is not alone in his ingratitude. He has led others in my service astray. 3 of them, beggars and zombies alike. The others lack even Thrumbo's modicum of intelligence. It should be no great task to wring his location from one of them. with the spirits herein our witnesses. The arrangement is made. They will follow your progress with great interest. As will I. You carry strange tidings. My spirits told me you were capable, yet you stand in my presence, and Thrumbo is nowhere to be seen. But of course, one must never be scared to part with gold. It's better spent than buried. You have done well. You are released. Not food, client. Come closer, spirits. I have need of you.
Someone there? Wretched thing. Pull your soul.
Time to rest.
Watch when you need them.
Time. Time.
Walking funny isn't a crime.
Oh, please.
Just when I think we've seen the ugliest things yet. Shall we dance? This will do nicely.
blades bared.
What should I do?
Come on, can't stay idle. Can't slow down.
Do you know? I think we have given offense.
Can't afford to let up. Fall, damn you.
Make it hurt.
Thank you for cutting those creatures down. Truly. Gods know what would have happened if you weren't here.
What are these things? And gods, do they stink?
Did you see? They popped up out of the water all around me. Bitch Queen's mercy.
For the next few 10 days.
I'm around and bad for business.
What a day. Hardly a challenge.
You've been spotted fiddling with that lock. Best fiddle with something else.
Still breathing, despite everything.
I'm glad they're dead, but what do we do?
Well, hello. Let's prowl. What fun.
No one's stopped me yet.
Here we go.
Oh, please.
What now? Oh, for a skeleton key.
All's well that ends as well as it could have.
That might be worth a look.
Shouldn't go wandering in dark alleys. Very dangerous hobby. Gets people killed. Why, you're Farling's friend. She said to let you in. Funny little gnome she is. Always laughing at me. Even when I don't joke. Come, I'll let you in. My pleasure. In you go, before I change my mind.
Well, well. The fabled haunt of Nine Fingers Keep.
Never visited before. I thought you got around.
I always steered clear. If guild members started disappearing, people would start asking questions. And Cazador hated questions.
Understandable. When the answer is invariably, the silver-haired one ate them.
We're all on the same side, friend. Nine Fingers invited us herself.
The Guildmaster hired you, yes. But
What? Lady AQ still playing that game? I don't have one ready.
It's an orphanage, Ukta. What would you have me do? Seize their toys as payment?
Well, they failed to pay tribute. We should withdraw our protection, at the very least.
And cede more ground to the Stone Lord? You're not suggesting I yield a single inch of the city, my city, to this cult?
We already look weak. If you're seen to be forgiving debts...
I didn't say forgive. Seize the building. Are many children old enough? If they protect what's mine, we'll consider that a start on what's owed.
Yes, Guildmaster. Excuse me? This is a private council.
Keep your underpants clean, Uktar. We're playing host to a hero. You owe me a gold piece, grandmother. When I heard you died out in the wilderness, I made an offering at Kellenvor's well.
Of gold? Oh, I did not know I meant so much to you, Guildmaster.
No, I'm terribly sentimental. Case in point, I've just let a harper walk through my guild hall, noticeably unholed. Because I'm curious about why you're here and who it is you've brought with you.
This is the one who saved my life. So really, he owes you your gold piece. But we can settle debts later, Nine Fingers. For now, we need help. We're searching for Minsk of Rashomon.
A big name, that. Such information does not come cheap, High Harper. Not in normal times. Of course. Seeing as these are not normal times and we're all such good friends, I'll do better than tell you where he is. I'm bringing him here as we speak. Or parts of him, at least. I gave no orders about the condition of his corpse.
What treachery is this, Nine Fingers? Have you thrown in with the Absolute too?
Against my own city. Careful. You're in very real danger of hurting my feelings. It's Minsk who's found his faith with Faerun's newest god. And a new name with it. The Stone Lord.
Lies.
Exactly the one. Guild crews may be prone to exaggeration, but not in this case. In his short reign, the Stone Lord and his crew have earned a reputation. Pure brutality. No survivors. And where he mows my people down, this ripe little cult takes root. But not for much longer. We have word on where he plans to hit next. And he'll find us ready to hit back this time.
Nine Fingers. Estelle. Call off your ambush, tell us where he is, and we'll handle this.
We? I see no Harpers, Jaheira. I'm sorry, but this fight's too big for you alone. If you're half the friend you're posing as, you'll tell her that her part in this is done. The Stone Lord's fate is sealed. We have a bigger war to fight. I'd rather turn our talk to that, but if you need a moment, Jaheira, well, you've earned that much. My guild hall is open to you. Have a drink, Jaheira. Have a rest. Just leave well enough alone. It would be a shame for the city to lose 2 of its heroes in one day.
So, the Stone Lord is Minsk, Jaheira's old acquaintance. Painfully small world at times.
So, this Stone Lord is the legendary Minsk. And a newly minted cultist, no less. Are we sure we want to find him before Nine Fingers does? I doubt he'll be pleased to see us.
There's little point in pressing Nine Fingers further. She means what she says. But we swore no vows. She won't tell us where to find Minsk? Someone else in her guild hall will. We need to be swift. I suppose we must greet the local wildlife. Guildhall is awash with ale-scented gossip at the best of times. These days, they have nothing but the Stone Lord to talk about.
keep the Harper out of trouble. Just because I don't want to kill her, doesn't mean I won't. Beyond that, be welcome. Be merry. Is there something you require of a humble guildmaster? Keep me from having to kill the Harper. Which means keeping out of the guild's way, all right? Wonderful. Oh, did you enjoy the encounter? Bottom-feeding bruises, I think you mean. But it takes thugs to keep order outside the walls. The Fist only go there for good, lawless fun. The rats usually keep a lid on their nastier notions, but with the Stone Lord business distracting me, some are starting to test the leash. All the more reason to be rid of the cult quickly, so I can remind my crews it's not a leash round their necks if they cross me. It's a noose. Knowing what I know usually comes at a cost. But let's say we'll put it on your tab. We've crossed paths over the years. Two hands trying to steer the city. Just not always in the same direction. Ugh, can't stand Harpers as a rule, but Jahir is the exception. She's only really half a Harper at most.
You mean that as a compliment? I am sure.
The same way I'm not just the lowly thief, vagabond, and murderer the Watch and peers would paint me as. I happen to be a fine singer, too. We don't. The Zentarim work for me. Time was I'd charge the bastards double if I let them into my hall at all, but times change. The Guild is many things, but it's not an army. If the Absolute keeps pushing in on our territory, then I need a little weight to push back. Ha! Which part? The Stone Lords hollowed this place out. Half my crews are fled or in hiding. Orin's faceless try to pierce my ranks every day, while Gortash's toy soldiers control the streets. When the Absolute's army arrives to wage war on the city, our best hope is to make sure they have no leaders in here willing to open the gates for them. Simple enough. After Jahira warned me and then disappeared, I went nosing into the cult for myself. I could bore you with the details. How I found evidence of Gortash's projects, traced him to Orin the Red, and made a safe bet there was some dried-out old necromancer to round out the three. Because it's always the dead, bloody three. Has been half-gods who can't help but make their irrelevance everyone else's problem. Thieves, frauds, and miscreants. If it's just the watch warrants you're reading. The Guild isn't any one thing. We're everything. All the parts of the city the Watch don't want seen, so they push us to the far side of their law. But it's not the Watch that keeps the peace, or gives justice to any Baldurian who asks, whether they can pay for it or not. It's us. If we take a little tribute in return, or tie strings of service to those we help, well, what of it? So long as we're working as one, it all runs quick, quiet, and clean. Clean water, filthy riches, and everything in between. We're citizens of the city. No more, no less. Right now, I'll settle for taking our city back.
You are not known to me. For supplies, seek the bugbear. To trade trinkets, the fetcher's brats. I am Uktar, duly elected guild bursar, and I will not have my time wasted.
Oh, is that what Nine Fingers was doing earlier? Wasting guild time with this Stone Lord business?
You might say so. I could not possibly comment.
I sense there is no love lost between the two of you.
I need not love to serve. You have a point you wish to make? I have not come so far by indulging in petty disputes. But I am open to transactions of mutual benefit. I am interested in gaining access to vaults beneath the counting house. I'd pay well for keys to those vaults, provided said vaults are not emptied prematurely, of course. I suspect that what you seek might also be found beneath the counting house. I tell you this only as a matter of mutual interest.
She plans to ambush Minsk at the counting house. But what the hells would he want there?
What you do with that information is a matter for yourself. Now, back to the vault keys. Do we have business to conduct? Until you do, then.
The counting house. More bastion than bank, I'm afraid. Minsk must have a way in. But it's never had much use for coin beyond whatever sharp steel it could buy. There must be something in the vaults the Great Chosen are after. All the more reason to get there. Swiftly. Only what we heard from Keen. He seems to have sprung up while we were out in the Shadowlands. The Stone Lord she describes sounds nothing like Minsk. As for the name, well, a bad joke, perhaps. The time of troubles ended almost a century and a half ago. I weathered the years between with all the elven grace you have no doubt come to expect. But do you know how Minsk, a human, passed those years? I'll give you a hint. They named him the Beloved Ranger. No? It was a statue, dedicated to one of the city's lost heroes. Only it was that hero, Minsk, frozen in stone for a century, and freed, the story goes, in the city's hour of need. Because who would question a statue to our friend? Thinking Minsk of Rashomon had returned to a hero's welcome in Rashomon. I don't even know how he was freed. Harper work would take me from the city, sometimes for years at a time. The few occasions I visited his monument, well, I took it as a moment for reflection. To think of old friends, and the fight I had to continue in their name. And during all my self-serious brooding, that big, dumb, insufferable buffoon was staring me in the face. I did. On occasion, I even found myself critiquing the stonework. Surely his head was not so large as this. I cannot call myself a particularly good friend. But I am his friend. And I cannot let Nine Fingers have him.
Did you want something? If not, I'm perfectly happy to just gaze upon you a while.
Changed your mind? Offer's still there. Go on. Have a swing.
You recall where you've smelled this beggar's rotten musk before, in Mystic Carrion's chambers. This is one of his runaway servants.
Carrion sent you. Shit. Don't think about trying anything. I'll fight back. Bloody hells! And I thought Carrion was a bastard. Thrumbo was going to get us a boat, but I haven't heard from him since. He must be somewhere near the water. I just hope he didn't drown. Find the boats, you'll find Thrumbo. That's all I know.
I've got a good mind. Problem, citizen.
You think you can do this?
The broadsheet's gone to pot ever since I left.
Maybe a few dead cats.
Sounds like we're not the only ones tracking down this Minsk fellow. Let's hope Nine Fingers' bounty doesn't attract too much competition.
Minsk is working for the cult. Damn. He must have been tadpoled, or worse. The real Minsk would never join up with the God's damned Absolute. Maybe we can help him. The prism, right? He should shut that tadpole up. If he doesn't kick our butts first. It's kind of his thing.
Minsk is the Stone Lord. Jaheira's friend doesn't sound so friendly after all.
Minsk, the Great Ranger. He's alive and infected. Else, we need to act.
It is splendid to see you again, my friend. If you hadn't saved me from that mob, I'd be penning a guide to the afterlife based on first-hand experience. Perhaps you would hazard a guess as to why the mob turned on me? It is not the eyes that I fear. It is the intelligence behind them.
The Absolute is merely the outward form of something far more insidious. The Lord of Murder has returned. As he did 100 years ago, Baal has set his accursed sights on Baldur's Gate. And his temple runs red with the blood of the innocent. And just as then, he has more than one chosen to manifest his gruesome plot. He has Orin, and he has you. I see that. You have at least a measure of self-control. But Baal's inheritance is not shrugged off so easily. The heart of a Ballspawn is a flipped coin that lands on its edge. Yours is a family set on self-slaughter. When there are two or more, they will destroy one another until a single heir to the throne of blood remains. In times gone by, there was an errant-hearted Ballspawn who stood against his foul father and brother, Saravok. Optimist that I am, I hope you are of similar heroic vintage.
New cards are drawn, new hands are played, newcomers the lace above.
I believe you will be. And I'd like to help the only way I know how, with a guidebook. This one did not flow from my quill, but from that of the wizard Irenicus. It is a study of the Slayer, and may give you a much-needed edge when you face Baal's Chosen. The Dream Eater. It is said the children of Baal are claimed throughout their sleep, ever disturbed by visions of a life of bloodshed and terror. Once they have seen too much, once these dreams drive their minds to break, they are beset by the Slayer. It is a beast of unspeakable violence that consumes all in its path, including the soul of the one who is host to it. A genius, exiled from his home in the elven paradise of Soldanessala, when he attempted to seize the power of life itself, he instead turned his magnificent mind to murder on a grand scale. That is how he came to crave the power of the Baalspawn. He saw them not as living things, but as tools for his own machinations. In the end, though Irenicus took the form of the Slayer for himself, it was a Baalspawn who thwarted him, the same that saved Baldur's Gate. I am a living witness to Baal's defeat those 100 years ago. So I know your battle against him is not futile. He can be stopped, but not all of those who stood against him survived. And those who did were never the same again. I wish you luck, my friend. And I hope that when I see you again, you'll be in one piece. 2 or 3 at most. Whatever happens next, be sure that I will document it all as accurately as possible.
What am I supposed to do then? Miscreants creeping around, a sting like death itself.
What do you want me to do? Arrest a smell?
Somehow
what must be done.
Don't touch me.
Designated citizens, please stand still.
I've got a long road ahead.
There's 30 in that pouch. 40 in that one. 18, no, 17. Wait.
I don't suppose you really have much use for gold, do you, Astarion?
With a half elf, yeah.
It's not required,
Maybe.
but it is nice to have.
Little was fit to fill it.
Busy. Sorry.
All right, calm down.
Who wants to know?
Someone who wants to take...
Welcome to the counting house. I'm head clerk Mead, honey. How may the Fellowship of Financiers serve you?
You seem a little nervous, Sir Meat Honey. Had some difficult customers today? One in particular calling himself the Stone Lord, perhaps.
The who? The what? All right, fine. The head banker may have just taken a customer by that name down to the vaults. Rather large, rather heavily armed, which is against regulations. But I'm sure the head banker knows what he is doing.
I assure you, he does not. You are right to be nervous. But let us pass, and all will be well.
Well, who is this Stone Lord to you? That would be most unusual. But then so is our visitor.
That he is. But don't worry. We can handle him.
Very well. Show the guards this temporary vault pass, and should my superior ask, keep my name out of it.
Wish I could go on strike. You have the natural elegance of a dancer.
Oh, please.
This almost made me miss the merchant train.
Slower than usual today. You might be better off sticking your coin under your mattress.
Counting House Guard is very unhappy about you messing with forbidden items. It seems you've made a run.
Take your time down there, head banker. We're not busy up here.
I'm mood. Mate, he was nervous.
The big bull fellow he was escorting.
With a half elf, yeah. New client, maybe? Either way, Glitterbeard was fit to fill his trousers.
Just as well he's going down to special.
Account holders only from here. Vault pass? Right. Descend and know. Upon entering the vaults, you forego the protection of city and church law alike.
Which is to say, keep to your own vault and you'll be fine.
Keep your distance, darling. Should be easy.
Let's get going.
Trust no one. Easy.
Have a lot on my mind and, well, in it. I'm really strong.
Someone who wants to take you for a drink.
Just need to see your vault pass, please. Looks in order. Blessed day to you.
Keep a blade close. Simple.
Never a dull moment.
Please wait here. A staff member will retrieve your items.
Someone there?
Can't give up now.